Good morning, dear students. So, we are discussing solid state. In our previous class, what we had discussed, did you remember? Yes, we had discussed density, right? How can we derive the density of a unit cell and how can we calculate the numericals based on the density of numericals. Did you remember the formula? Density D is equals to, what is the formula? D is equals to Z M by Na into AQ, right? Based on this formula we had solved so 3 to 4 numericals, right? So what is Z? Z is nothing but the rank of the unit cell, that is nothing but number of particles in the unit cell. M is molecular mass, Na is Avogadro's number, and A is edge length of the unit cell, right? Now let's move on to further topic and last topic of the chapter, that is defects. Defect andre ಏನು? What do you mean by defect? So defect is nothing but we generally also we can talk, right? So if we bought some electronic goods, if it doesn't work, there is some defect in the TV, right? If we bought a new TV and if doesn't work properly, what we say, the picture is not clear. There is some defect in it, right? So like the defect means what? Defect means imperfections, right? That means not perfect is said to be the defect. Okay, solids are also having defects. Solids are also having defects. There are imperfections in solids that we are going to discuss in today's class detailedly. Understood? So what are defects? Defects are nothing but the imperfections. Defects are nothing but what? Imperfections. Imperfections means not perfect. So there are some imperfections in solids that we are going to discuss in today's class. As I already told you, so what are defects? Defects are also called as imperfections. So let's discuss in detail what are these imperfections. Yes. There are mainly two types of defects. In solids we come across mainly how many kinds of defects? Basically two kinds of defects. What are those defects? Line defects and point defects. First one is line defects. Second one is point defects. Let's see what are line defects. So as I already told you, in crystalline solids, okay, so as this chapter the solids, we are now discussing only about crystalline solids. So as I told you in the beginning of the chapter, that crystalline solids have long range of arrangement. Crystalline solids have long range of arrangement. That means particles arrangement is in order. Particles arrangement is in order. So let us see here. In crystalline solids, the arrangement of particles may be like this. This is the arrangement of particles. This is the arrangement of particles in a crystalline solid. So, what do you mean by line defect? This is perfectly alright. There is no defect in it. There is no defect in it. If the solid has no defect, then the arrangement will be regular and it will be of long order. Okay. Now, I want to tell you what is line defect. So, what is line defect means? See here. So, this is in order, no? You can see first line, second line and third line. All the lines are in order. If the defect happens in throughout the line, that means the line does not stay where it is. It will displace from its area, right? See. See the topmost line. So this is in order. This is in order, okay? But if you see this line is not in order, right? Any one line may not be in its position. It may dislocate. It may dislocate from its position. See, actually, if it is in order, it is also to be in like this, neatly, right? 1, 2, 3. These are arranged in order. But this line is not arranged in order. That means this is said to be line defect. I'll tell you once again what are line defects. In a crystalline solid, if the defect happens in throughout line, in a throughout line, whether it may be in a column or it may be in row, okay, whether it may be in row or whether it may be in column. If the defect happens in throughout line, then it is said to be line defect. Then it is said to be what? Line defect. Got it? Yes. So then what is point defect? So I'll show you now I will explain you what are point defects. So what are line defects? If the defect is happened throughout the row or a column of a solid, then it is said to be line defect. For example, suppose you are sitting in college desks. How you will sit? In order you will sit. First row 3 members, second row 3 members, third row 3 members. Like that you will sit. No, that is in order. If suddenly in fourth row what happens? The 3 members doesn't sit in desk. One will sit on desk, other will sit on up, and the other will sit in floor. Sit on floor. That means the fourth line students are not sitting on desk properly. One sitting on desk, one sitting on top, and one sitting on floor. That means the fourth line is not in order. It is said to be line defect. I think you got my point, right? Now, let's discuss what is point defect. Okay? See, what happened to the particle here? Here, okay, first I will draw everything. This is normal crystal. Okay, this is normal solid. This is normal solid in which there is no defect. There is no defect. This is perfect solid. Now, what is point defect? So, at any one particular point, so the dislocation of particle may take place. The dislocation of particle may take place, or the particle may miss out from that particular point. Then it is said to be what? Then it is said to be point defect. See here now. So first suppose a particle is missed out completely from this area. A particle is missed out completely from this area. So that means here lines are good. Have you observed this thing? Here lines are good. But what happened? Only at one point the dislocation of particle is taking place. This kind of defect is said to be point defect, right? So I can give you one more example. First, suppose in your class the students are sitting in such a way that first desk has 4 students, second desk has 4 students, and third desk has 4 students, like that. If all the desks contain 4 students, then it is good arrangement, no defect arrangement. Suddenly what happens, in the second desk or in the third desk, one of the student in the middle, he leaves the desk and he goes away from the class. That means the desk looks empty in that area. That means at that particular area, what is happening? One person is not there. That makes that area empty. That means there will be defect at the point. There will be defect at the point. Such kind of defect is said to be point defect. Understood? Did you understand what is line defect and what is point defect? Yes. Now we will move further. In this chapter, we are not going to discuss much about line defects. We are not going to discuss much about line defects. We are now going to discuss only about point defects. In point defects, there are 2 types. In point defects, how many types? There are 2 types. What are those? First one is stoichiometric defects, and the second one is non-stoichiometric defects. Stoichiometric defects and non-stoichiometric defects. What do you mean by stoichiometry and non-stoichiometry? So stoichiometry means the composition does not vary. Then it is said to be stoichiometric. So for example, if there are 10 boys and 10 girls in a classroom, okay, if there are 10 boys and 10 girls in a classroom, so 2 boys go outside and 2 girls also go outside. Now, how many boys and girls are there in classroom? 8 boys and 8 girls. That means the stoichiometry does not disturb here. That means the ratio remains same. Did you understand what I said? So if 10 boys and 10 girls, there is 10:10. That is 1:1 itself. And from classroom, so suddenly 2 of the boys didn't did homework. So the teacher asked them to go out. 2 boys went away, and 2 girls didn't did the homework. So teacher also asked them to go out. 2 girls also went away. That means how many boys and girls are there in class now? 8 boys and 8 girls. Therefore, the stoichiometry doesn't disturb. So what? So I'll tell you. So here we will discuss about particles, about constituent particles. Here we are not going to discuss about boys and girls. So for understanding purpose I said, but in defects we will discuss about the constituent particles of the solids. What are the constituent particles of the solid? So the constituent particles of solids may be ions, atoms, or molecules. For example, a solid is made up of sodium and chloride. Stoichiometry means if one sodium ion is missed out from the crystal, then one chloride ion is missed out from the crystal. That means the stoichiometry remains same. Are you following what I am saying here? So if any crystal, the dislocation takes place or the defect takes place in such a way that, so if the stoichiometry doesn't disturb, then such type of defects are said to be stoichiometric defects. For suppose in some crystals, if A number of particles missed out not equal to the B number of particles. For example, a crystal is made up of two atoms, maybe A and B. Okay. If 3 atoms of A missed out from the crystal, okay, and only 2 atoms of B missed out from the crystal, then what about the stoichiometry of the crystal? It will affect. So if that kind of defects takes place, then such kind of defects are said to be non-stoichiometric defects. So don't worry. So while discussing further, you will understand more clearly about what is stoichiometric defect and what is non-stoichiometric defect. Now let's discuss one by one in detail. In today's class, let's discuss detailing about stoichiometric defects. Stoichiometric defects are of 2 types. You should remember, right? So that is why I am drawing here schematically, right? I am going schematically. So you should draw this, right? I'll give you time later on, you can draw this. So stoichiometric defects are of 2 types. First one is vacancy defect. Vacancy. Vacancy defect. And the second one is interstitial. Interstitial defect. Let's discuss what is vacancy defect. Vacancy defect. Let us suppose consider a solid which is made of 2 kind of particles, X and Y, okay, or A and B, you can take as you like. The particles are like this. Is made of A, B, A, B, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. Let us suppose consider a particle, consider a solid made of 2 kind of atoms, AB, 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 AB. Okay. Now what is vacancy defect? It is a type of point defect. We are not going to discuss 9 defects in this class. We are going to discuss only about point defects. So here, what is vacancy defect? Here what happens, in this solid, if any one of the particles missed out from the crystal, completely missed out from the crystal, then it is said to be vacancy defect. Why? Because one of the particle is creating vacancy, empty space, is creating vacancy, empty space in the crystal. That's why empty space is nothing but what? Vacancy. That is why this defect is called as vacancy defect. That's why this defect is called as what? Vacancy defect. Got it? Understood? Yes. So what is vacancy defect? I'll repeat once again. Vacancy defect is a defect. It is an imperfection in solid in which any one of the particle, any one or any two, any number of particles from a crystal completely missed out from the crystal, and creates vacancies in the crystal, Such type of crystal is said to be, such type of defect is said to be vacancy defect. As I already told you, this is a stoichiometric defect. As here one of the A is missed out, obviously from crystal one of the B is also missed out. One of the B is also missed out. That means here you can see in a crystal there will be vacancies. In crystal there will be vacancies. Such type of defects is said to be the vacancy defects. For example, so there are 100 students in a classroom. 2 students, one boy and one girl, went outside. Then what happens? It is said to be vacancy defects. Why? Because the boy and girl are not in class. They are standing outside. They are not standing outside. That means the classroom is empty. The 2 places in the classroom is empty. Did you understand? The 2 places in the classroom is empty. Empty means vacancy. That is why it is said to be vacancy defect. Similarly, in a crystal, there are 2 kinds of particles. A kind of particles and B kind of particles. If one kind of particle is missed out, the same number of second kind of particles is also missed out from the crystal. So such kind of creates vacancies. Such type of defects are said to be vacancy defects. Hope you understand, right? Yes. Next. What is interstitial defect? So this is stoichiometry. You can see how many number of A missed out, same number of B missed out. Is there any change in ratio of A and B? There is no change in ratio of A and B. That means there is no change in stoichiometry. There is no change in stoichiometry. That is why these are examples of stoichiometric defects. Right? Yes. Now let's see the second, that is the second stoichiometric defect, that is interstitial defect. So what is interstitial defect? For example, a test is conducting. In a class there is a test going on. For that, what the teacher do? Actually, in a desk 3 members are there. What the teacher will do? Teacher asks the students sitting in the middle, they have to stand and sit down. That means there will be a gap. So are you following what I am saying here? Are you following what I am saying here? Yes. So if the test is going on, this side boys are there, this side boys are there. But in the middle of the desk, what happens? The students, they stand and sit down. At the same time, this side girls are there, another side girls desks are there, that side girls are there, this side girls are there. Teacher asks her to stand those girls and make them to sit in this side. That means, you can see here, you don't worry. Here, there are 2 kinds of particles, A and B. So here, the position, the dislocation happens, the defect happens, but the particles won't miss from the crystal, they won't go away from the crystal. They will stay inside the crystal itself. They will stay inside the crystal itself. For example, if A is missed out from here, it occupies the space between the particles. These spaces are called as interstitial spaces. That's why the defect is called as interstitial defect. Why? Because the missing out particles will not go away from the crystal. They will stay inside the crystal, but they won't stay in that position, but they will occupy the spaces which are called as interstitial spaces. That is why the defect is said to be interstitial spaces. As this is stoichiometric defect, if one A particle goes in the middle of interstitial space, one B particle also misses from its position and occupies the interstitial space of the crystal. I am showing only one particle of A, one particle of B, but it may be 1, 2, 3 or 4, the number may be different. Okay. First of all, why this defect happens? Why this defect happens? If pressure is applied, if temperature is changed, then the defects happens, right? For a crystal, if the temperature is changed or if pressure is applied, if pressure is changed, then the defects will happen. So due to change in temperature and pressure or any disturbances or any other disturbances, so in crystals the defects will happen. So this is about stoichiometric defects, that is vacancy defect and interstitial defect. Now very important question, so many times asked in your public examination. So that question I am going to discuss now. So that is, so you have to listen carefully here. Shall I rub all these things? Okay, I'll give you time later. I'll draw again all these scheme. Once I finished all the topic, I'll draw. I make in short form. You don't worry. So I'll rub now. Okay. So we had discussed vacancy defect, interstitial defects. See, for vacancy defect, example for vacancy defect is Schottky defect. Schottky defect. Example for interstitial defect is Frankel. So this is very important. So this is very important. Give differences between Schottky defect and Frankel defect. So Schottky defect is an example for vacancy defect. Frankel defect is an example for interstitial defect. Generally, Schottky and Frankel defects takes place in ionic solids. In what kind of solids? In ionic solids. Ionic solids, Schottky and Frankel defects will take place. Let's see what is Schottky defect. So Schottky defect, it is an vacancy defect. So it is an vacancy defect, okay, in which equal number of cations, and anions, So it is a vacancy defect in which equal number of cations and anions are missed out from crystal. So I will example NaCl, KCl, etc. NaCl, KCl, etc. So if you see here, see, so it is a vacancy defect in which equal number of cations and anions are missed out from the crystal. See this. This is the, let us suppose this is the crystal of NaCl. Here the constituent particles are Na plus ions and Cl minus ions. Here what happened? Equal number of, here one Na plus is missed out from the crystal, and here one Cl minus is missed out from the crystal. Therefore, this is said to be Scotty defect, and it is a vacancy defect. Why? Because the ions are completely missed out from the crystal and creating the vacancy. Next. So one more important point you should remember here. I'll write here. Second point. Here, density of crystal decreases. Density of crystal decreases. Why the density of crystal decreases? What we have? Density is equals to mass by volume. Is it correct? What is the formula of density? Density is equals to mass by volume. See here, as two particles are missed out from the crystal, what happens to its mass? Its mass decreases. Its mass what happens? Decreases. For example, a bag contains 10 apples. If 2 apples are taken outside, then what happens to the mass of bag? The mass of bag decreases. Is it correct or not? In the same way, here, so in a crystal what happens? Equal number of ions are completely missed out from the crystal. Therefore, what happens? The mass of the crystal decreases. As the mass of the crystal decreases, mass decreases, volume remains same. Least value by highest value. That means we will get the low value. That is why the density of ionic solids in Scotty defect, what happens? It decreases. The density of crystal decreases. Next, what is Frankel defect? What is Frankel defect? It is an interstitial defect, interstitial defect in which equal number of cations, and anions, in equal number of cations and anions are missed from there, are dislocated, or you can also say are displaced, from its position to interstitial spaces. Example, AgCl. Example is AgCl, and okay, example is the AgCl. You can take Ag plus Cl minus, Ag plus Cl minus, Cl minus, Ag plus Cl minus, Ag plus Cl minus, Ag plus. See here. From here also, the ions missed out from their positions, but they have not went away from the crystal. They are staying inside the crystal itself. Where they are staying? They are staying in between the spaces. They are staying in between the particles. That means the space present in between the particles. So that these spaces are said to be interstitial spaces, and the defect is said to be interstitial defect. That's why Frankel defect is an example for interstitial defect. Understood? So here AgCl is an example. Here, what happens to density? You tell me. Is there any missing out of crystals here? Yes, the ions are missed out from their position, but they are now staying in the crystal itself. That means, is there any change in mass of crystal? There is no change in mass of crystal. There is no change of mass of crystal. For example, I took my phone from Panjo and I kept in shirt. So is there any change here? Only position is changed from here to here. But the phone is with me only, right? In the same way here, the particles dislocated from their position and they occupied the interstitial spaces. So therefore, I can say there is no change in mass. There is no change in mass of crystal. As there is no change in mass of crystal, density is nothing but what? Mass by volume. So that means mass by volume, it doesn't change. Therefore, density remains same. Density remains same. Density of crystal remains same because there is no change. There is no change in mass. There is no change in mass of crystal. Please make a note of it. This is very important for 2 marks. So many times this question is asked. What is Scotty defect? or what is Frankel defect? Explain it with example, right? Scotty defect is an example for vacancy defect. Frankel defect is an example for interstitial defect. So, or they may ask you differences between Scotty defect and Frankel defect. So, please make a note of it. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Finished? So what we have discussed so far? We have discussed so far defects. Defects. How many types of defects we have discussed? 2 types of defects. Line defects and point defects. We are not going to discuss about line defects. We discuss only about point defects. How many points? How many types of point defects we have discussed? We have discussed 2 types of point defects, that is stoichiometric defects and non-stoichiometric defects. Again, we have discussed about detailing about stoichiometric defects. How many types of stoichiometric defects are there? 2 types of stoichiometric defects. That is vacancy and interstitial defects. So vacancy defect example. Scotty defect. Interstitial defect example. Frankel defects. So this is what we had discussed. So by this we completed stoichiometric defects. In next class I would like to continue and I would like to discuss about non-stoichiometric defects. Hope you all understood the class. Thank you. See you in next class.